Hey, what is up, Raider Nation? What is good with you guys, man? As you guys all know, if you guys are watching the stream right now, you guys know that the Raiders. I'm trying to keep calm because this game really messed me up, kind of basically ruined my day, and I'm not trying to let it ruin the rest of my day because, woo, man, the Raiders lose 42-24. And this game shouldn't have been this much of a blowout. If you did watch the game, the Raiders are 3-3 right now. We are 2-1 on the road, which is not too bad. But man, so many mistakes where we could have easily been in this game or easily won this game. So many mistakes that we caused, and on top of that, our defense is just atrocious, man. Woo! My goodness, man, it's really it really pisses me off after watching these type of games because, man, when the Raiders give you some kind of confidence and cheering for them, and for me, honestly, I had this game pegged as a loss. I did. I had the Raiders losing to the Green Bay Packers because the Packers are actually a solid team so far this year. But we had a chance. We did have a chance at winning this game anyways. Every game is any given Sunday. But I did peg us to lose this game when I predicted us going 7-9 at the beginning of the season. But just the fashion in which we lost, the way they gave confidence, our offense was actually doing pretty solid. Our defense couldn't stop the Packers to save their own lives, honestly. But man, man, just all bad, from I don't know where to start. From the end of the second quarter to the end of the game, it just basically got all out of hand. But so far, I just want to shout out to the rest of the Raider Nation that is in the chat right now. Everybody that's watching, all 48, 50 of you guys that are watching this live stream. I just want to give a shout out to you guys. Fernando, that's in the chat. Raidernation 620, John Q, Albert the Pro, Dingus. Who else is out there? Antonio, everybody else, Adam, Marcus, Biggie Floof, and so on and so forth. And Sean Athletic, I see you. But anyways, Raider Nation, man, this game, it was in the palm of our hands, and we looked good until halftime, basically. The Raiders started off with the ball. We got the ball. Jonathan Abram. Josh Jacobs did a great job running the ball, and man, this guy is really special. He's a special running back. The first run that we had in the beginning of this game, man, he ran over Adrian Amos, and that was crazy. It showed how much power that this rookie has running the rock, and he's going to have a bright future with the Raiders, believe me. The second run, he runs for 42 yards, and, man, is getting this whole team pumped up. We end off that drive with a 3-and-out, basically a field goal. We ended the drive off with a field goal. I thought we could have went in and scored, but you know what? We were okay. Aaron Jones, the Packers come right back. They score on us. Aaron Jones, a 21-yard touchdown, putting him up 7-3. And then right after that, Derek Carr couldn't find his receivers to save his own life, overthrowing players, and we go 3-and-out. After that, the Packers have the ball right back, and we end off that drive with a Max Crosby sack. And I'm getting kind of hyped up. I'm like, oh, shit, you see Max Crosby with the discount double check out there. And I'm like, man, we're starting to look pretty good. The sacks are going to start coming because you guys know our defense have been stepping up, the past couple of games, and that's how we've been winning our games. And the fact that we got to Aaron Rodgers was just great in itself, and I thought our defense was just getting started. And man, I was far from the truth. Anywho, we get the ball back. A lot of flags on the Raiders on holding calls. David Sharp, I know he stepped in for Trent Brown, and Trent Brown didn't get to play in this game, but a lot of big flags that were thrown on the Raiders that really kind of killed our momentum at times. And I felt like, the referees, they have been known, especially throughout this past week, for helping the Packers out, especially after that Lions game. And they were just getting started in this game as well. And I was just kind of getting frustrated because I'm like, damn, these referees are really on the side of the Packers. But you know what? We're Raider fans. It's nothing new to us. So we got to play against our opponents and the refs in itself. Oh, man. Second quarter starts. The Raiders score a touchdown with Darren Waller, a great pass from Derek Carr to Darren Waller, but it gets called back. Like I said, another flag on on Sharp on a holding call, which kind of got me pissed off. But we got two. But you know what? We didn't fall back. The Raiders did a great job. A nice throw to Carrier and a nice third and a nice third down catch by Renfro, setting up a Foster Moreau touchdown, putting the Raiders up 10-7. And I'm like, okay, our offense is slowly moving, and we're slowly getting things going. We did a great job controlling the clock, and we had an 8-minute drive with that Foster Moreau touchdown. And I'm like, this is where the Raiders do a great job in the games, controlling the time and we're a run heavy team. So, running the ball, setting up the pass plays, and our tight ends are one of the best. I think our tight end group is one of the best in the league with Darren Waller, Foster Moreau, and Derek Carrier. I'm messing it up. But our tight ends are doing a great job out there. And then the Packers come out. And, they drive down the field. They have a great drive of their own as well, an 8-minute drive to match the Raiders' 8-minute drive. They drive down the field, and a BS, like a BS PI call gets called on Eric Harris. I mean, it could have went either way, but the refs are going to be in favor of the Packers. And that sets them up right at the 1-yard line. And I'm like, come on, man. We cannot be giving the Packers these type of plays, and especially giving up a lot of flags and giving them great field position to score. Obviously, they were going to score. They scored the ball with Jamal Williams, and I'm just like, Aaron Rodgers is only getting started, and he's feeling comfortable throughout this game. And one of the things I said before the game in my pregame preview was, if Aaron Rodgers starts to feel comfortable in the pocket, it's going to be a long day for the Raiders defense. And it was a really, really long day for this defense, and I ain't even getting started with it because this game is still close at this time, right before the halftime. Shout out to Capital Raider Thayer for the $1.99 donation in the super chat, man. Thank you so much. You the real MVP. He says, "Hey fam, huge fan. Tough game. Season ain't over." Yeah, the season is not over, but talking after this loss really gets my blood boiling, and I'm just pissed off and I know the rest of Raidernation is pissed off as well, and they could go off on whoever on this team. But let me get back to this game. They scored. They go up 14-10, and the Raiders come right back. This drive was great because I was like kind of getting hyped because the Raiders came back and just started punching them down the throat. Two big Darren Waller plays. Two big plays to set us up right at the field, right at goal line position to score another touchdown right before the half. And oh my gosh, tell me why inside of my soul and my mind, I was like, that big Darren Waller catch that almost went for a touchdown, but he got tripped up right before the goal line. I was like, man, if we don't score on this play, tell me why I feel like that play is one of the biggest plays in the game. Just that trip up by whoever the defender was at the time to trip up Darren Waller. This is where the Raiders started going downhill. Right when you thought the Raiders were going to, go back and score again and go up 17-14, this game could have been a totally different game if we were to score on that drive. Trust me, if we were as bad as our defense was playing, I felt like this whole game would have been so different if we were to score on that drive, or if Darren Waller was able to cross the plane and score a touchdown right then and there. Obviously, we didn't. We tried to run the ball. Didn't happen. A great play action fake where Derek Carr was trying to look for Josh Jacobs in the end zone, but great job by the Green Bay Packers defender to recognize that play and go back and stick Josh Jacobs, who was stuck on that play. I felt like, the defenders was holding Josh Jacobs in the end zone, but the refs ain't going to call that. Who cares? Derek Carr does what Derek Carr does, using his legs, which John Gruden wanted him to do more this year. Running to the end zone. Tell me why. When he was running, I was like, please, just hold on to the ball, get out of bounds, or dive into the end zone. He stretches the ball out. Oh my gosh. And then the ball is fumbled. But I didn't think it went over the plane. I thought it was right before the 1 yard line. He reaches the ball over, fumbles the ball, and I'm like, dear Jesus Christ. I hope this was not a fumble into the end zone, giving the ball back to the Packers. We replay the ball, and it's really close. And Derek Carr, in Derek Carr fashion, fumbles the ball away right before the halftime, giving the ball right back to the Packers. And we were at the goal line to score. He fumbles the ball into our own end zone and gives the ball right back to the Packers. And I am just frustrated because, Derek, we've done this before. If you guys watched the Raiders game against the Dallas Cowboys a couple of years ago in 2017, Derek Carr did the same exact thing, which ended the game and basically ended our hopes that year, or ended that game against the Cowboys. Derek Carr fumbled the ball at the 1 yard line, causing a touchback, or I don't know what it was. Man, I feel like Derek Carr is just trying to do too much and trying to be the hero and everything. I'd rather have Derek Carr just do a front flip over the defender and just, I don't know, do a front flip or something and get to the 1 yard line. But we give the ball back to the Packers. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, defense. Which, in myself, I kind of fucked up because I put my heart and I put my trust in the defense to stop the Packers. I just said, just don't let them score the ball. Don't let them score a 3-point play or even a touchdown play. But the defense being the defense, they let the Packers drive down the field. Oh my gosh. And, it was like 27 seconds left. And I said, you know what? Just give them a field goal. Don't even give them a touchdown. What do? They score a touchdown right before the halftime to Kumaro, whatever his name is. He's sidestepping, walking the plane to the touchdown, and I think that should have been out of bounds anyways. His foot was out of bounds clearly, but the refs don't want to overturn that ball because they felt like they didn't have enough evidence. What type of evidence do you need? I feel like if that was a Raider player, they would have easily overturned that ball, but that's besides the point because the Raiders still gave up a big play, scoring a touchdown, and what the hell is Gareon Conley doing back there, man? Just giving up big plays out there. Freaking Darryl Worley back there. What? Our defense, our secondary, our whole defense in general was trash. Ever since from that play on, this game was over. And me, myself, being a Raider fan, I was still having some faith in our team to come back. And for us to come back, because this game wasn't really far-fetched anyways, for us to come back, we had to put our defense out there. We had to stop Aaron Rodgers. We at least had to go on a 3-and-out, something to stop Aaron Rodgers. But as you guys all know, just up one score or just up a score, or I forgot what it was at the time. Let me see. What was the score around Kumaros? It was 21-10 at the time. And just about 11 points, I felt like coming off at halftime, the Packers had the ball. I felt like we should have been able to stop them, at least just stop them, put the ball back into our hands. But we didn't. The Packers come out swinging in the second half, a huge 59-yard play to MVS, and I'm like, who the hell is sticking this guy? He's just running through the defense, and man, like I said, our defense was trash overall today. Gareon Conley couldn't stick nobody to save his own life, and I'm like, damn, we put a lot of faith into the secondary, and they just go out there and do shit. That's exactly why we should have went out there and traded for a guy like Jalen Ramsey, because we need a lot of help on this defense, and man, it doesn't help when our secondary gives up big plays like that and lets Aaron Rodgers feel comfortable in the pocket. Aaron Rodgers was he could have sat back there and read a book. He could have read the whole Holy Bible on a Sunday afternoon and still throwing the ball off. It just pissed me off. But Aaron Rodgers didn't even throw it to anybody to score the touchdown. He walked into the end zone, did something that Derek Carr couldn't do. He walked into the end zone, and that just I'm just getting, my blood is boiling, and I'm just getting even more pissed off. I'm like, who the hell is sticking Aaron Rodgers, man? I know nobody's sticking him, but you guys let him waltz into the end zone, not being touched, and score a touchdown. Oh my goodness, man. I'm only getting started right now. The Raiders do a great job the next drive to go down the field, a nice 75-yard drive to score a touchdown, a great throw to Darren Waller, and our offense is starting to pick up. Our offense overall today was actually solid, but the game was just out of hand by the time Derek Carr got the ball back after he fumbled it away. The game was already out of hand, and we had to pick up the pace. And we're not a team to really come back by multiple touchdowns and win a game, because we're more of a run-heavy team, and we take up a lot of clock. And when we go down a lot of scores, it doesn't look good for this offense. Anywho, we do a great job, coming back and scoring the ball, and it's 28-17 at this time. Gareon Conley, Darryl Worley, those two were just getting eaten up in the backfield, in the secondary. Jimmy Graham scores a touchdown, putting them up 35-17, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, who's sticking these guys? We cannot do anything out there. And our defense is just getting exposed out there. Josh Jacobs comes right back on the next drive with a big 27-yard run. And I'm like, dude, we're doing a great job. We're driving down the field. And we're right at the goal line. And what does the Raiders do? We do not score at the goal line. We run the ball 3 times and we cannot score. Josh Jacobs tries to go over the top and he gets helicopter at the top and he doesn't even get the ball over the plane. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, we're going to lose this game. We basically lose this game. Derek Carr, we get a 3-and-out, and I'm like, thank you, Jesus. We get a 3-and-out. We haven't had a 3-and-out the whole game since the Max Crosby sack. So from that, which was in the first quarter, Max Crosby had a sack in the first quarter, and that was a 3-and-out for the Packers. Since the first quarter to the fourth quarter, we hadn't had no 3-and-outs. That's how trash our defense was. And with the mistake that Derek Carr had, we still could have found a way to win this game if our defense was able to stop the Packers. But obviously, we weren't able to do that. Derek Carr throws an interception in the end zone, basically sealing the deal. And not to add on to that, when the Packers get the ball, when the Packers get the ball back, what does Aaron Rodgers do? He just dumps the ball off to MVS for a 74-yard touchdown, putting the Packers up 42-17, and this game is basically over. Oh my gosh. As you guys know, we scored another touchdown at the end. Mike Lennon throws a touchdown to Darren Waller. It doesn't really matter. I just stopped taking notes after that because I thought this game was just over by halftime, basically, and because we couldn't stop Aaron Rodgers. If we were able to go back and forth without no mistakes, I felt like this game would have been a little bit better. We would have probably been a little bit closer. But the fact that we turned over the ball at the goal line with Derek Carr with that fumble, they were able to score on us. And then they get the ball back at halftime and score on us again. They go up 2 touchdowns. And by that time, the Raiders, we doing a great job driving the ball back on them. But we cannot find the end zone, and we cannot. We weren't able to stop the Packers, and that was big. That was the turning point, that fumble. And as much as we want to criticize and hang Derek Carr, me as well, I'm a big Derek Carr supporter, but he didn't get the job done. I don't care how well he did. Derek Carr, let me see his box score numbers. Derek Carr was a solid 22 for 28 for 293 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception that just basically sealed the deal. He had a solid day overall, but that one fumble really turned his game around. But not only that, our defense basically sealed the deal, basically ended the game because they couldn't stop Aaron Rodgers to save their own lives. Aaron Rodgers he had a career day today. And this game kind of reminds me of that game when we played against the Eagles getting blown out. But, Aaron Rodgers had a field day today, 25 for 31, 429 yards for 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. And we get blown out. And the Raiders end up 3-3. We're still second in our division. The Packers go up 6-1. They're balling the hell out. Josh Jacobs had a great day today, had a solid day, but obviously it's going to get masked because of how bad we lost this game. This game could have been a close game if we did our job. But Josh Jacobs had 21 carries for 124 yards, averaging 5.9 yards per carry, man. He's going to be a solid running back for us. Obviously, we didn't have no wide receiving weapons. Zay Jones that we picked up earlier this week, he didn't play in this game. Obviously, Tyrell Williams didn't play in this game. So we had Marcel Amen, Keelan Doss, Trevor Davis, Hunter Renfrow playing out there for us. And Darren Waller balled out today. He got paid this week and balled out today, having 7 receptions for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. But, it wasn't enough for us. The Green Bay Packers offense, everybody balled out against the Raiders defense because our defense was just trash, like I said. And our schedule's not going to get any easier. We got the Houston Texans coming next week, a 1:00 game, and we have to clean everything up if we want to win that game. We could do a good job, and we could win that game if we play smart and we don't have a lot of dumb turnovers like we did in this game and play defense, relatively well. But that's all I have so far, Raider Nation. I just read the pass rush is non-existent out there. We have no pass rushers. And right before the game, It was said that the Raiders are actually looking to make moves right before the trade deadline. They're going to be looking for a linebacker and a pass rusher, and who knows who we're going to pick up because we need a lot of help on that defensive line. We don't have a big time player. Max Crosby's a solid player. Cleveland Farrell is a solid player as well, but they cannot get to the quarterback. And and not only that, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He's a bad man, and he's a great quarterback. So he's going to be much smarter than the quarterbacks we played in the past 2 weeks. Last week playing Chase Daniels, and the week before that playing Jacoby Brissett. Basically two backup quarterbacks, and now we play a franchise quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. And look at our defense play. We look trash out there, and it was all bad. So we do need somebody out there. I forgot who's out there right now that we could trade for. There's guys like Leonard Williams who might be on the market with the Jets, who I wouldn't mind picking up. Vic Beasley from the Falcons, another guy, and linebackers. There's a lot of people out there that we're gonna need to pick up, and we have to make a big move out there, hopefully. And we do need another wide receiver weapon. I mean, we probably don't. We just traded for Zay Jones, but he didn't get to play in this game. It kills me because our freaking defense just made Aaron Rodgers go off, and the guy I'm playing in fantasy has Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Graham, and you know where that stands right now. But man, Raider Nation, woo! That's all. That's basically all I have. Recapping this game. But let me get to the Raider Nation right now and just interact with you guys. Shout out to everybody that's watching. All 152 of you guys. I know you guys are pissed off being Raider fans as well. Especially after this game. Ray says we should go and get Von Miller. I don't know if Von Miller is on the market. If he is, shit, might as well, right? I mean, we need as much weapons as we need. We need as much weapons as we can use right now. Shout out to James Filbert with the $2.99 donation, saying even if Carr balls out, the D still gives us 42 points. Exactly. That's exactly what I said right now. This defense really has got to do a great job, putting us in right positions to win this game. I know they did a great job the past 2 weeks, and that's what led to our victories the last 2 weeks. But in this game, they couldn't do nothing against Aaron Rodgers, and that shit was all bad. So, Undia says trade Conley. I don't know. I think Conley's a solid cornerback, but he's not a franchise cornerback. He could be a nice number 2 or a 3 maybe, but we need a number 1 cornerback like Jalen Ramsey, and I felt like we should have traded for him, but 2 first-rounders are pretty big. We do need Tyrell Williams back, Ravaged Raider said. I'm sorry. I know my chat is going by really quick, so I can't read everybody's questions or everybody's comments, but if you guys do want me to read it, a great way of doing that is donating to the Super Chat. I could easily read it. It highlights it and lets me know. And I'm not trying to make you guys pay for stuff. I'm just saying this game, oh my gosh. It's crazy because, like I said earlier, I did have the Raiders losing this game against the Green Bay Packers because the Green Bay Packers are obviously a better team than us. But the way we've been playing in the past 2 weeks, it kind of garnered our expectations just a little bit to actually feel like we could win this game. And we could have won this game, but obviously our defense was trash, and penalties and turnovers basically costed us one big turnover. But I know there's a lot of people that might want Conley, but I don't know if we could get a lot from Conley. I feel like we could get a solid player from him. Raider Nation 620 said we need a Cooper. Bruh, chill. I do not want Amari Cooper anyways. Patrick Peterson. Oh, Patrick Peterson would be a great option as well if we were to pick up somebody right before the deadline. But the Raiders are going to go out and get somebody, and I feel like it's going to be a solid player. I mean, we got to go out and make an impact. We got to get a big impact player at the deadline. Somebody to help this defense out. Derek Carr did a great job being a game manager out there today, but he's not the type of player that's going to go out there and just heave the ball, have 300 yards every single game, 400 yards. He's a great player to get the offense moving, and he did a solid job today. Other than that big turnover, man, it just pisses me off these type of games because I'm like, we could have did something. A lot of people, everybody just put who you guys want to trade for in the chat right now. I'll just try to read it off. I know we're getting close to 30 minutes right now on the live stream, and I don't want to go too long. But, man, this really just brought my energy down for the day, but I'm not going to try to let it get to me because, I still got a whole day ahead of me. I might as well go out there and just relax, get this out of my system, and just do what I got to do. Let's see who's out there, man. Abel Gomez says, fucking Carr with that fumble in the end zone. Trust me. I already spent too much energy on that and getting pissed off about that, dude. That really made me mad. A lot of people are saying Miles Jack from the Jacksonville Jaguars. That'd be a solid pickup too. I don't know how much we're gonna give up for him. I mean, I feel like if we want to make a big impact I feel like if we want to make a big impact at the trade deadline, it's gonna be for a first round pick. I want to see who we could pick up for a second round pick. If we could get Miles Jack for maybe a second round pick, I'd be okay with that, or maybe a third round pick. Who knows? I don't know, man. Smile, smile, says Simone. We have got to go get Bouye. In 2008, the completion percentage he allowed was beyond insanity. And it was like under 40% or something. If we get him, secondary will be revived and we could win. I know AJ Bouye would be solid pickup too. I know he hasn't been looking the same, but I know the Jacksonville Jaguars, after letting go Jalen Ramsey, I feel like if we could pick him up, I mean, that'd be a solid pickup as well. If we could trade a late round pick for him, or a mid-round pick for him, that would be a solid pickup for this team and push back, Garen Conley and Darryl Worley. I mean, we do need a lot of help over there. We got Miles Jack a lot, Patrick Peterson, that would be cool. One guy says Diggs. I would love to have Diggs, but yeah, it'd be crazy, man. Whew. Let's see what else is out there. Brandon Marshall, bring him back. I mean, why not? Might as well. Anthony Lee, what is up, Anthony Lee? Everybody wants to get on Cleveland Farrell right now, but he's still a rookie and he's gonna get his foot in. But I don't think he's the type of player that's gonna cause an impact right away. I feel like you give him some time and he'll make some way. But we do still need another game changer on this defensive line, and that'll help us out just a bit. Letting go of Vontaze Burfict having Vontaze Burfict out for the rest of the season is a big blow as well. Card does not have any receivers. True, that's absolutely true. Out there today, we didn't have no wide receivers to give Card, the weapons that he needs. But our tight end stepped up. Darren Waller, Foster Moreau, Derek Carey, all of them did step up today. But we do need wide receivers out there. It's crazy. At the beginning of the season, we thought we were going to be good, and I feel like if we had Antonio Brown, if he didn't become a clown, we would have been solid with Tyrell Williams alongside of him. We would have been looking really good right now. One guy says Corey Davis. You know what? I wouldn't mind getting Corey Davis from the Tennessee Titans. He'd be a solid player as well. But man, a lot of people are saying Vic Beasley. I wouldn't mind having him. But yeah, I mean, Raidernation, man, this game was crazy. But I'm about to head out right now. I'm gonna come out tomorrow with the actual end game. I'm going to come out tomorrow with the game recap, a more in-depth recap, as you guys know, either tomorrow or Tuesday. Who knows how long I edit and record or whatnot. I'll let you guys know. But with that being said, Raider Nation, if you guys enjoyed this video, then please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. If you guys are watching this video for the first time, then you guys already know the dealio. Please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. With that being said, this is your boy Simone Raider, and your boy is, yeah.